Hello, sports enthusiasts, fans, and pundits. And if I had to borrow a particular word I learned very recently, aficionados. Welcome to Suk Sports. And of course, in the next 45 minutes, as usual, I'll be bringing you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports, from football to tennis, and of course, rumors making the rounds and sport business. Will be furnishing you with the stories in the world of sports. It's the weekend and there is a lot to look forward to. I am the top cat, TC Barra. Welcome to the show. And indeed, on set with me is Akata the Attacker, one of the finest that ever walked the surface of the earth. Are you ready to fire?
Yes,
Fire.
glad to be here once again to talk sports. Thank you.
All right, we'll start off by letting you know that in the University of Lagos, in collaboration with the Lagos State University, the 11th Federation of African University Sports will be going down. Now, that particular game's tagged Lagos 2024. We've got the assurance of the school management that they are ready and all has been put down to ensure that the expectations of the participants and of course sports lovers will not be cut short. So it's going to run from the 20th to the 29th of September at the University of Lagos, and it's the second time Nigeria will be hosting the FASU Games. 20 years after the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Bauchi hosted the event in 2004. It's a 10-day event. It will feature 17 sports, including athletics, football, basketball, volleyball, handball, badminton, tennis, table tennis and lawn tennis, swimming, taekwondo, judo, karate, cricket, hockey, chess, Scrabble, and boxing. Called demonstration sports. Definitely, we'll be trying to go be on ground as that event gets underway to bring you up to speed with what's happening right here on Six Sports. But let me also inform you that Kwara United has unveiled 17 new players. Somebody who has a problem with the number of players unveiled, I think Chooks John Rogers. But then, in preparation of the upcoming 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League season, which from all indications, we're not sure it's going to happen on the 31st of August, clubs are still purchasing, if I had to use that word. Yes, they're buying new players and unveiling them. So an unveiling event took place at the NPFL Club Secretariat in Ilorin, and they have some notable additions to the squad, which includes Ifeanyi Oba, Onye Leso, Suraj, Akani Akim, and that has brought the total number of squad players in the squad to 35. The club is currently conducting a training camp in Ikene and Yenegua, and they will continue their preparations in Ilorin. 35 players.
Maybe they are copying Chelsea. They're trying to replicate what's happening in England.
Oh, but then can you register 35 in the NPFL? I doubt. I think it's about 30 or so.
Maybe they've changed the rules. We wouldn't know till the season starts.
Well, let's see how that plays out eventually. But Lobby Stars has placed a price tag on Stanley Ogambo. They're open to selling the forward for $50,000, and there has been interest from European clubs. They're standing firm on their valuation of the player, who, by all indication, was a key member of the club last season. He scored 6 goals in 36 league appearances. Is that enough, to have that price tag slammed on him? But then, if no suitable offer arises, we hear that Ogunabo might continue to remain with Lobby Stars. They used to be called the Autumn Boys, and that was when Autumn was governor of Lobby State. They've also had an issue not playing at the Apeaku Stadium because of the state of the pitch, the playing area. But then they did turn up some good points last season.
50,000. Isn't that too small?
$50,000.
I remember in 1999, Bengo Kulonwa left, I think, Julius Berger to Barcelona for $900,000. If close to 30 years later,
what's the standard of football? What is the statistics of this player?
It's the Nigerian league. The strikers don't score a lot of goals.
Okay.
This player could leave to Europe and you see him banging in goals left, right, and center. So I think our players should get more. We should get more value for our players.
Another thing is age. I'm sure you'd agree on that.
I agree.
Okay, so
agree.
Plateau United have finalized the signing of 11 new players for the upcoming NPFL season. Now, the new additions, have come from different clubs, and it's in a bid to bolster or strengthen the team as they intensify preparations for the new season, which, by the way, we have not heard if it's the 31st of August as speculated. Aimed by assigning more players, they have also bolstered their squad with the addition of 3 new players: Moses Aduku, Anita Chigozie, and Asibe Nathaniel. The players have joined the team from different clubs, and this is strengthening the squad following the departure of several key players at the end of the previous season. Now, we are not getting these details of these contracts. We're not even sure how much and what period. And that's why, the last time we talked about this, a player can decide to just leave at any point in time, mid-season, halfway, on the verge of resumption, and a better offer comes. The club will even be willing to let him
I wanted
go.
to say it's intentional because a player can be transferred without the ITC.
Yeah.
And the ITC must be gotten in conjunction with the NFF and the club side. So it's I won't say it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem because we want the players to stay to the end of the season, but the clubs need money.
Yeah.
The clubs need money, and these players go for hard currency.
Even the club does go for hard currency.
Yes.
Well, yeah. But then what do they do with the money? It's unaccounted for. Most of these clubs still are run by the individual state government. Kudos to Remo, kudos to Vandreza, kudos to all those clubs. I mean, even kudos to Ikorodu City, which is not run by the state government. All those clubs who are able to source funds and keep afloat or remain afloat. I am giving a shout out to them, and I'm hoping that they can continue in that stead, because these clubs still have a way of putting out the, and yes, the government bureaucracy and all that. How do they put the money into use? The money that's been generated from sales of the players. I don't know if you want to go into that conversation.
When we meet the management, we ask them.
Okay, if don't be you ask them.
No, I'm not the one.
So then you're aware that the CAF Champions League, preliminary games round fixtures, preliminary round of fixtures are underway. We started last week where we saw Rangers in action. They played team, which is the US Zilimaju Comoros team, and they did win them, yes.
1-0.
A slim margin there. But Ugweze Chinemeriam, who is the team captain, wants to do a double over US Zilimaju. So the advantage is the fact that Enugu Rangers are playing, in Nigeria, not on their traditional turf, which is the Cathedral in the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu. They will be playing at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Uyo. The game is happening today at 3 p.m. So the Flying Antelopes won the first leg by a lone goal, a slim margin, but it's enough. And they are going to be playing today. How do you think that game is going to pan out? Advantage, like I mentioned, is
they're still at home.
the 2 legs are going to be played at home.
I still wonder why that was allowed. Don't they have stadiums in Comoros? I still wonder.
Okay.
Rangers, I expect them to score and win the game today by more than 1 goal. That's the goal from the game from last week. I was disappointed at the scoreline. I expected they should have won the game by at least 3 goals, because this is the first time I'm hearing the name of this club.
Yeah,
yeah, they are not.
They were able to make it to this stage, Yeah. So Remo Stars have also, I think this is about the second time or third time Remo Stars are making it to the Continentals, and they've always had a stumbling block or an impediment in ASFA. Their coach Daniel Ogumodede, we listened to him last week. He has hinted that his team will adopt an attacking approach in the second leg of the CAF Champions League. They are currently in Rabat, Morocco, ahead of the crucial second leg clash, which is coming up on Sunday, the 25th of August at 9 p.m. Now, they secured a crucial 2-1 victory over ASFA in the first leg at Ikeno over the weekend, and we're hoping that they will be able to go over to Morocco. They're already there and get point. ASFA has just been some.
That tie is tricky.
Uh,
It's very tricky.
as we might see Rangers
Pulling
surmounting
through
US Limaju, but Railroad Stars will have to work really hard.
very, very hard. I'm not really confident about their chances.
Okay.
I saw them training on the floodlights and the crowd. I think they simulated the sound of the crowd. They are trying to prepare. But this is North African sides. They are champions on the continent. They know how to play on the continent better than our club sides. We just have to pray for Remo Stars. Let's go to God on that.
Let's go to God. Anyway, we do have Jeremiah Chigozie Nana standing by. Let's go to him. I will describe as the god of the courts when it comes to para badminton, ranking so high in Africa that he is a toast of other African nations, representing Nigeria at the para badminton games at the Olympics in France. He's currently in France. He has been in Germany for a couple of days. He was in Nigeria training so hard right here in Lagos, and then moved over to Germany and met up with the team in France. Jeremiah, a very good afternoon to you. Glad to have you, Jeremiah. Good afternoon. Can you mute your microphone?
Good afternoon.
All right, great to have you connect with me on the show. So, you've been in Germany. For how many days were you in Germany, Jeremiah?
2 weeks.
Okay, you were in Germany for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That you were in Lagos for a couple of weeks or some months as well, training, right?
Yes. For about a month.
I'd like you to just give me what your experience has been so far, training, preparing for the Paralympic Games, leading to this point.
It has been a great experience because during my training time, I've been prepared, I've been determined, and every training counts, everything I've been dedicated to each training I've been doing so far. Yeah.
So, the Olympics just rounded off, and Nigeria were unable to come back home with any medal. Do you feel some sort of pressure on you at the moment?
Not really, because it's my first Olympic FASU, so if I put much pressure on myself, I think I won't be able to showcase what I have. So I'm not being pressurized. So, yeah.
So there are various categories in the badminton, the SL2, SL4, and all that, the doubles and all. So what categories would you be competing in?
SL4, singles category,
Okay.
SL4.
So are you going to be having a mixed doubles category as well?
No, just singles.
Okay. So your games the Olympics will get underway tomorrow. What days are you looking forward to your own fixtures, or what days are your fixtures? Do you have them coming up immediately, or they're spread out?
My game is starting on the 29th month. That's the month starting.
All right, Jeremiah, the Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owen Ennell, has dangled $15,000, which is about 24 million, to athletes who win gold at the Games. Silver medalists will get a pricely $10,000, which is about 16 million, while bronze medalists will take home $5,000, about 8 million naira. And, again, I would ask, yes, you said you're not under any form of pressure, but does that motivate you to go for gold?
Yes, that definitely.
So what are your expectations from this particular outing? Is there a target you've set for yourself?
Yeah, I'll be playing with the top players in the Olympics, so I'll put in my best, and I pray God help me in the game.
Is there anything you want to tell Nigerians back home? I mean, for support and all that, is there anything you want to say? I mean, you can say that now.
Yeah, I just want them to be prayerful and be supportive in my game, and that's what I need from them. Just be prayerful and supportive.
All right. So just before we let you go, I'd like to find out what the atmosphere in the camp is like. Are you comfortable? Do you have your what do you call them, jerseys? Do you have all of the things that you need to play? Do you have the rackets? Do you have a training space? What's the mood in the camp?
Yes, yes, everything is fine. Yeah, I have everything. Yeah, I'm good to play. Both my racket, my canvas, everything I've been provided from.
How about the food? I mean, Africans love the
Yeah,
food.
I'm cooking with the food actually. Most times they give us African food. Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I know you have a lot to do, and I appreciate you finding time to join us live on the program today. We're rooting for you. We're wishing you good luck. We're praying, and we're hoping you go all the way. So don't look back. Don't relent. You got massive support from back home here. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Bye for now. All right, that was Jeremiah Chigozie Nana. He is a Nigerian representative in the para badminton SL4 category. Of course, you remember that Nigerian para athletes won 10 medals at the last games, which was held in Tokyo, Japan 2020. In the Olympics this year, Nigerians did not pick up a medal. That's Jeremiah Chigozie Nana, Abian, representing Nigeria, para badminton category. And of course, Abia also has a lot of other athletes, especially in the weightlifting category, who are also going to be representing the country, in the para badminton. And there you see him putting in the work, trying to train so hard. He's ranked third in Africa, and number one in Africa, I beg your pardon, seventh in the world in his category. And, that's what qualified him for the SL4 category in the Olympics.
You've spoken like a proud Abian.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also glad to hear him say that he's well prepared and all his equipment, everything he needs has been provided for him. We don't need any scandal, just like we had from the Olympics, where athletes were complaining about not having even their bicycles and kits.
Yeah.
So it's great to know, and we wish him all the best.
Well, we're praying and we're rooting and we're hoping that he gets the medal. Let me just say, no pressures, Jeremiah, no pressures, but that you rest assured we'll be the first to celebrate you right here.
Yes.
So we'll move away from badminton to another sporting activities, which is also ping pong. Badminton is back and forth, ping pong you could call it. But here's tennis. Emma Raducanu will face a fellow Grand Slam winner, Sofia Kenin, in the Britain's first US Open appearance for 2 years. Raducanu memorably triumphed at the US Open as a teenage qualifier in 2021 and became the first British woman for 44 years to win a major singles title. Now, a provisional suspension was applied automatically, but as it was challenged, saw how that one pound that. So the 21-year-old faces a potential tricky task against American Kenin, who won the Australian Open in 2020 and reached the French Open final in the same year. Katie Butler, the British women's number 1 and 31st seed, will start against on yet confirmed qualifier. So Dart Harriet who faced Chloe Parquet of France. And in the men's draw, Jack Draper faces China's Zhang Zizeng, with Carlos Alcaraz potentially waiting in the third round. Dan Evans, the only other British man to gain direct entry into the main draw, faces 23rd seed Karen Khachanov of Russia. Jan Chinsky reached the main draw for the first time with a hard-fought 6-love, 6-7, 5-7, 7-6, 12-10 win over American Maxime Cressy. However, we saw 3 other Britons, Sonia Carter, Lily Mizaki, and Billie Harris, losing in the first round of the qualifiers. So the US Open takes place from the 26th of August and will run to the 8th of September. Rest assured, we'll be bringing you up to speed with that right here. We'll take a moment, and when we return, we'll move on to football. Of course, the weekend has a lot more in stock. But before that, I just remembered the Bradley led after storming a hit in the BMW Championship in golf. Keegan Bradley held one-shot lead after shooting a 6 under 66 during a thunderstorm hit. Now, that was the first round at the BMW Championship. He had finished his round by the time a thunderstorm stopped play for 3 hours at the Castle Pines near Denver. Meanwhile, Japan's Hideki Matsuyama was within one shot of Bradley on the final hole when the play was halted, but he failed to take a share of the lead by missing a birdie putt when play eventually resumed. Congratulations, Bradley, who was recently named the United States captain for the 2025 Ryder Cup and scrapped into the 50-strong field with the last available spot in Colorado. Sweden's Alex Noren, Australia's Adam Scott, Canada's Corey Connors, and South Korea's Im Sung-jae formed the 4-strong pack on 4 under, with 2-time major winner Xander Schauffele sat 3 back, while world number 1 Scotty Scheffler struggled with a back problem as he finished 1 under. Rory McIlroy the Great, who was paired with Matsuyama when play stopped, was tied for 10th after 2 under 70. EPL March Day 2 fixtures will take center stage from Saturday and will go all the way to Sunday. So the English Premier League is back. Of course, the last time we saw a game was on Monday, Leicester against Tottenham Hotspur. One of the biggest Premier League fixtures from this match day this weekend, a lot of pundits believe, is the clash between Aston Villa and Arsenal. It's a game involving 2 top 4 teams, and aside from that, Aston Villa are believed to be the major reasons why Arsenal failed to win the Premier League title last season. So it feels like they need to get their pound of flesh as they defeated the Gunners home and away. So from the fixtures, let me let you know that it's going to be an early one for Brighton and Hove Albion when they take on Manchester United at 12:30. West Ham United are away to Crystal Palace. That's at 3 o'clock. And in the clash, revamped Manchester United and Giants slayers Brighton. Like I said, 2 clubs started their EPL campaign this season with a win, which makes it more interesting to see how the second league game of the season would end. The last game of the match day is between Tottenham Hotspur and Brentford on Sunday. Spurs are condemned to win the game after failing to grab a victory in their opening match. So the full fixtures: Fulham, Leicester City, 3 o'clock. Likewise, Crystal Palace, West Ham. At 3 as well is Ipswich away to Manchester City. The newly promoted side faced Manchester United. I think it was Liverpool, I beg your pardon. It was Liverpool they played, losing. And then it feels like at Etihad, they might not be able to win, against the noisy neighbours or the citizens, however you want to call them. At 3 as well is Southampton against Nottingham Forest. Tottenham Hotspur take on Everton at 3, and then would settle down with a nice cold something when Aston Villa take on Arsenal. Akata the attacker.
That's going to
You have to breathe in. But it's not a lot. It's not a lot. It feels like it's pretty straightforward. If you had to, look at the fixtures again, it feels like a pretty straightforward score lines. I mean, however you want to look at it, you're sure that Manchester City will beat Ipswich. It feels as though that West Ham would surmount Crystal Palace. Manchester United would do over Brighton and Hove Albion. But then the 2 fixtures there that might be tricky is Tottenham against Everton and then Aston Villa Arsenal.
Over the last 2 seasons, Brighton have been playing good football.
Yeah.
So it's not yet the Manchester United.
You're not exonerating them.
No. And there's also a London derby, Crystal Palace and West Ham. Is not a straightforward game. I think the only straightforward game is the game between Man City and Ipswich Town.
Why?
That's the only.
So what if they pull a surprise?
From the game they played last week, they played almost like Burnley, the way Burnley played last season. They played good football.
Burnley,
but they didn't
managed
show,
by Vincent Company.
Yes, they didn't show that they have the cutting edge to play at this level.
Yeah.
But for Aston Villa Arsenal, like you've said earlier, home and away, they did the double over Arsenal. And a lot of Arsenal fans believe that Aston Villa denied them the league title last season. The team is stronger. They are in the Champions League. They've bought well. It's not going to be easy for Arsenal. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I just have to say the truth that I won't be surprised if it ends in a draw.
Well, let's see how that plays out. Aston Villa, Arsenal. You can go to the comment section, leave your thoughts, and tell us what your predictions are. And maybe, just maybe, if you can correctly predict the score lines before the match day, you might just be getting recharge card for yourself. But then let's move over to the La Liga. Sevilla manager Gasha Pimienta has confirmed that Kelechi Iheanacho and Chidera Ejuke will be available for selection in their clash against Villarreal today. Both of them joined the team on a free transfer during the summer transfer window, and since their arrival, they have yet to make the official debut for the former UEFA Europa League champions. So in previous match against La Palmas, Ejuke was listed on the bench but did not make an appearance on the field, while Iheanacho was not included in match day. So today we have an early kickoff, or rather the weekend starts off a little bit early for the La Liga with Sevilla against Villarreal at 8:30, and at 6 is going to be Celta Vigo Valencia. Sevilla Villarreal. I mean, Samuel Chukwueze, it would have been a clash of Nigerians.
Yes. I think there's also a Nigerian-born player in Villarreal, Arnold Danjuma.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
he plays for Holland, Netherlands, but it would be great to see the Nigerian contingent in Sevilla. I want to see what this is a league that I feel suits his playing style.
Yeah.
So I want to see what he has on offer for us for the league,
Yeah.
as he is now in Spain, and also Chidera Ejuke is also suits his playing style. If you say I should pick a team that would win, I still feel that Villarreal is stronger than Sevilla at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider that Villarreal had a tougher game last week and they came out with a point. Sevilla couldn't defeat the newly promoted Las Palmas. So they still have a lot to do, especially in their defense. So I'll give the game to Villarreal.
So about Celta Vigo?
Celta Vigo should also get 3 points against the opponents.
All right, let's take a look at the La Liga fixtures once more. It was on the screen a moment ago. We'll put it back on and take a look at some of the games happening this weekend in the La Liga. Osasuna taking on Mallorca, Barcelona against Athletic Club. And then we have Real Sociedad away to Espanyol. Getafe will play host to Rayo Vallecano. Those are some of the fixtures on Saturday. On Sunday, it's going to be Real Madrid, Real Valladolid, Leganes against La Palmas, Deportivo Alaves against Real Betis, Atletico Madrid against Girona. And then, fixtures will continue on Monday, but then let's just leave it at that. So for you, which of these are, interesting and you would want to follow?
I think the game between Atletico and Girona.
What about Barcelona Athletic Club?
Athletic Club have been a boogie side for a lot of the big teams, but I think with the new coach and the new style of play that Barca are trying to implement, they should be able to do one over Atletico Bilbao. Yes.
Okay, so let's also know what you think in the comment section. We would want this conversation to be very engaging as much as we can. In the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen's record-breaking title win last season was a breath of fresh air, kind of different from the old order and what we're used to. But despite their struggles last year, they go into the 2024-2025 season.
Struggles?
Well, I mean, poetic license, I got that. So they kick off today with Leverkusen at Borussia Mönchengladbach as favorites once again. The record 33 times champions, who had won 11 times in a row before Leverkusen's historic unbeaten league campaign, has made some significant changes, including the hiring of Vincent Kompany as their new manager, who didn't do well with Burnley, I might add. Kompany has had the joy of welcoming a few major signings during the summer, and that includes Michael Olise and João Pahina. Interestingly, Pahina was the player Kompany's predecessor, Thomas Tuchel, desperately wanted last season before a proposed deal with Fulham fell through. Now, Pahina has now been signed as the Bavarians' holding midfielder and looks set to be the most dominant player in front of Bayern's backline since Javi Martinez a decade ago. So, taking a look at the fixtures in the Bundesliga, to start off with today, there is a game in the German Bundesliga, and that's Borussia Mönchengladbach by Leverkusen. What do you make out of that one?
I think Bayern Leverkusen would come out tops in the game. They are on a 40-match unbeaten run, despite what you had earlier said. I expect Bayern to return the league back to regular programming, but this is one game I know that Bayern Leverkusen will still win. I believe there's this thing that happened with teams that it happened with Wolfsburg in 2009 when they won the league and they could not follow it up with another. It's very, very difficult. Borussia Dortmund also. So the traditional winner of the league is going to still take back a title this season.
Well, in the Bundesliga, we would see an early kickoff at 2:30 on Saturday as Augsburg take on Werder Bremen. Freiburg are playing host to VfB Stuttgart. Holstein Kiel will go away to Hoffenheim. Mainz against Union Berlin. And then you have RB Leipzig against Bochum. Borussia Dortmund taking on Eintracht Frankfurt. Those are the games in the Bundesliga. From there, let's pitch our tent with the French Ligue 1 because French Ligue 1, of course, is also a very interesting league by every standard. If I had to have the French, you know. So we start off with Paris Saint-Germain taking on Montpellier. They had a stunning game last weekend. I think as much as 5 goals, not missing one of the star players, Kylian Mbappe. And they play Multiplier, and it feels like it's already done even before the game has started.
I also believe that. I believe the team will now, they left the shackles of the big name players and the team will play freely. And there was also a João Neves who played a very great game last week. I expect PSG to really show, this is the season I expect them to do far greater in the Champions League without the big name players.
Well, let's see how that comes up. But then the Ligue 1 also has some other tasty fixture when Lyon take on Monaco, and then you have Lille against Angers. Saint-Etienne will play host to Le Havre. All of these on Saturday. And from the Ligue 1, we'll take you to the Serie A, the Italian Serie A. What's your favorite team in this Italian Serie A?
I don't, for a while it was Napoli, but right now I'll go with Juventus. I'll go with Juventus. No, Inter Milan. Not Juventus. I wanted to say Inter Milan.
You feel more like a what do you call it, an EPL guy than describe you as an Italian Serie A follower.
In the 90s and early 2000s, when the Italian league was the best in the world, I followed the Italian league very well. But we all love the EPL, the drama, the thrills, the frills. The EPL has been packaged in a way that is very entertaining to even neutrals, even those that don't watch football. So we all.
Well, we'll just tell you that Parma will take on AC Milan, and then Udinese will play host to Lazio. Inter against Lecce. Of course, Monza, Genoa will complete the fixtures in the Serie A on Saturday. 1, 2, 3 on your marks. Let us go. And yes, we're running to the market because this Souk Sports, we're talking business of sports. And of course, sports is business, business is sports. However you want to see it, it is what it is. Welcome back to the show. My name is TC Barra. I'm the top card around here. And I do have, for partnership and company, I mean, tag team partner, you can call him that, Akata the Attacker. It has to sound Nigerian. You can't say Akata the Attacker. No, it doesn't sound good.
Akata the Attacker.
Akata.
It sounds good.
Akata the Attacker.
Yes.
If you put Nigerian.
I'm going to trademark the name so that no other person will take it. Very unique. Very unique. Nice.
Newcastle United defender Kieran Trippier is eager to secure regular playing time and is taking a move away from the club this month. You know, he served as an unused substitute in the recent 1-0 victory over Southampton, and then he is determined to find a starting role elsewhere. I mean, normal thing with footballers. So Everton's fullback Ashley Young is set to miss their upcoming match against Tottenham due to suspension, and Trippier's availability could be a vital addition to the Messi side.
I think he's at the twilight of his career. He wants to play as many games as possible. But Ediawe has said that he just rested him because he came back. He's just coming back from the Euros and he started training just 2 weeks ago. If he is very impatient, or these are days where players are now impatient, when we consider what happened with Sterling also last week, I hope he gets the move he wants so that he can play as many games as possible.
Well, let's see how that pans out for him. But Manchester City have completed the signing of former captain Ike Gundogan from Barcelona on an initial 1-year deal with the option of a further 12 months. The German midfielder, who was Pep Guardiola's first signing, in the club in 2016, has spent as much as 7 years. You can call him an old hand or an old leg. That was before joining Barcelona on a free transfer in 2023. 33 years of age, he's won 14 trophies in his first spell at the Etihad and has scored 60 goals Not one, not two, not 10, not 50, 60, but then in as much as 304 appearances. Who does he remind you of? I mean, his playing days in Barcelona.
Reminds me of Deco.
Not Xavi.
Deco. He does not have the passing numbers of Xavi. He's
Okay.
more of a guy that will take the shots instead of passing to the next man. So he does not have that number that Xavi had, but he reminds me of Deco. Yeah.
Well, Chelsea, we hear the winger Raheem Sterling has been offered to Aston Villa, but Unai Emery is not sure if the England attacker fits into his plans. That's according to the news making the rounds. And Sterling was kept in the dark about being frozen out of Chelsea, and that's gone on to rule out the move to Saudi Arabia. I'm sure he still wants to remain in the EPL, still has his eyes on the Three Lions.
Sterling is on £325,000 a week. There are very few clubs in England that
can
will pay
afford that.
that would do that.
Well, Liverpool are set to offer Everton £63 million plus £7 million in add-ons for their England defender Jared Brentwaite. And Southampton are considering an approach for Arsenal and England goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. Arsenal are on the brink of finalising a deal to England forward Eddie Nketiah. We've been hearing this over and over again. But then Leicester City, they say, are closing in on the deal for Crystal Palace's 32-year-old forward from Ghana, Jordan Ayew. Is he not old?
If he can prove himself on the pitch of play, he played well last season for Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So he can also do that this season.
Two more attacking midfielders are also on the radar for Leicester boss Steve Coopers as he wishes to get these players before the window closes. Norwich City have emerged as surprise contenders to sign the Brazilian attacking midfielder Reina from Real Madrid, just 22, young in his prime. And Aston Villa have been offered the chance to sign Atletico Madrid and Spain under-23 striker Samu Omorodion after the 20-year-old saw a £34 million move to Chelsea fall through earlier this month. Tottenham and Manchester United are monitoring Barcelona and Denmark defender Andres Christensen. Tottenham are set to allow 19-year-old centre-back Ashley Phillips to join Stoke on loan, and Girona have agreed a deal worth an initial £21.2 million plus add-ons. That's for Watford, Colombia midfielder Yasa Asprilla. Brighton, Real Sociedad, Real Mallorca are battling to sign 35-year-old German defender Mats Hummel. Why? On free transfer.
They're not going to pay a dime on him. So why not have someone experienced in the squad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everton, AC Milan, Bayern Munich, and a number of clubs in Turkey are interested in signing Newcastle's England defender Kieran Trippier. But then the gist is that this guy should just be coming through for Aston Villa, right?
No, Trippier?
Yeah.
I think he wants to go to Everton.
Where do you think he fits in more?
Seen at Everton, because the person at right back in Everton is also old, Ashley Young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ashley Young. Ashley old.
So, so if he needs minutes, he should go to where he will get minutes. Yeah. Yes.
All right, we'll be wrapping things up from here in a bit, but then let me let you know that Republic of Ireland defender John Egan is training with Burnley after leaving Sheffield United. In sports business, one of the biggest gist making the rounds is that Cristiano Ronaldo has officially launched his own YouTube channel titled You Are Cristiano. I mean, can you do the...
I'm a Messi fan. I'm not doing
Do it now.
I'm a Messi fan. I'm not going to do any show. I'm a Messi fan. No, Messi is my goat.
I'm going to eat goat's meat, don't worry. So, his channel, You Are Cristiano, the channel has achieved an incredible milestone. It has gained over 1 million. I mean, millions, it's hitting millions. And within the first hour of its launch, it gained 1 million subscribers. YouTube had to even give Ronaldo an award. You know, he debuted with 17 new videos. And according to the announcement, he will delve into his greatest passion, which is football, along with other personal interests such as family, wellness, nutrition, preparations, recovery, education, and business. That's that part that I like. So, TF1, the commercial broadcaster in France, has renewed its right to a League One magazine program, and that will be aired on Sunday mornings throughout the season. And German Bundesliga benefited from Dazen's determination to package together top European leagues, securing a renewal on similar terms to its previous deal with Movistar. Broadcasters in Hungary have been invited to bid for La Liga broadcast rights as the Spanish league is looking to secure a new 5-season agreement. That is what we hear. And we'll be wrapping up the show with the return of the king,
Yes.
Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. I mean, what's that? What's that his style?
I'm not a fighter. I'm a man of peace.
You're not a man of war. I'm the Dabuski. He's the Bahose. Israel Adesanya. Come on. The Nigerian-born UFC fighter is in Nigeria.
Wow.
Arrived in Lagos with his family. And, of course, that's coming after he had that fight with Duplessis, the South African. And then the question about who is more African. Taking a swipe at Israel. Who has put Nigeria on the map? He comes in, to a Nigerian sound, and then comes with the Nigerian flag, and he likes to eat Nigerian food. That's the part I like, And then there's that question, a bit racist though. But then I don't want to drag South Africa more than they've dragged them with the boat issue.
They are still recovering from that.
No, let's not drag them. They are brothers in the South.
Yes.
That's how I want it. But then Israel, true and true, is a Nigerian.
No doubt about that.
He's African.
No doubt about that.
I mean, he deserves some accolades. In the word of Charlie, he deserves give him some accolades. Yeah, welcome home, Israel. It's good to have you back home. I hope you get to stop by in Lagos and see us. Yes, I know you passed through. He's in Oshun, I hear now, from the Whispering Bird. But then when you get back to Lagos, how about buy you a wagon? Or, buy something, you know what I'm saying?
Or for her. We look for
My HOP is calling me Abaya. Okay, Amala.
Okay, we'll look for an Amala spot and take him.
Yeah, take him, let him have something. Yeah, Lodja knows the spots now.
Okay.
You know how it is. Okay, so Israel Adesanya is in Nigeria, and despite the fact that he lost to the South African, Duplessis, tapped out about 4 minutes or something to stoppage time. It wasn't the kind of experience I'm sure he was looking forward to. He's had some very rough times, and losing the belt and fighting the places and tapping out. We want to encourage Israel, keep doing what you do. I think you will find the right word.
You win some, you won't lose some.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. So we just expect that he gets back on track and become the world champion that he has always been. He's still a champion.
Yeah.
He's still a champion in the books of all Nigerians, and we'll be happy to have him here to talk about his experiences so far.
Well, the last style bender, hopefully we'll get to meet up with him and, of course, have a one-on-one. Yes, you know how it is. Souk Sports would want to bring you some...
I could learn some skills from him so that you stop bullying him. So that you stop bullying him.
Do I bully you?
Yes, you bully
with my... just can you imagine and he who can bully
I'm going to learn skills from him, though.
All right.
Israel, we're waiting for you.
Israel, we are looking forward to having you. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us right here on Souk Sports. And, of course, if you want to see Israel Adesanya on the show, why don't you leave your thoughts in the comment section? Tell us how much you would want to, see him. And if you have any questions, I might just be asking him those questions. So go into the comment section, Souk News TV, and leave your thoughts right there. Leave those questions, and let's get to have a feel of what you got to say to Israel Adesanya, the last style bender. And that's the wrap on the show, guys. I don't know if you've got something to say as we get into the weekend. Are we seeing the game together? You buying me beer or not?
Yes, we'll see the games, especially the Arsenal and Aston Villa.
Okay,
game.
then.
We're going to see it together. Thank you.
Is that a wrap from you?
Yes. Everybody should just celebrate, kick back, relax, watch the games. If your club win, you celebrate. If they do not win, you also celebrate.
If you bet and they lose,
You cry.
Man, I'm Top Cats, and I did have Akata the Attacker on the show with me. Many thanks to the guys behind the scene. Of course, I'd like to let you know that Kelvin, the noblest of them all, has been fantastic today, coming through like bang, da da dang. I appreciate you, man. One love to the guys in the MCR, and of course, yeah, Lodja, HOP, we get mouths. I mean, rat-tat-tat-tat for you. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.